that's what I'm dealing with. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So you guys watched me take out this drive shaft. We're gonna go ahead and replace this end U-joint. I'm gonna show you two different methods. One method is to use a vise, and the other method is to use a hammer. Now if you're out in the field and you're wheeling, most likely all you're gonna have is a hammer and some pliers. So the easiest way to do it is first you're going to grab some pliers and remove the outside snap rings. And these are 1310 style U-joints, so they're going to be on the outside. Now they do have them where the clips are on the inside, and you just take the two screwdrivers and pop them out. But in this case, they are retained by a groove on the outside of the cap for the U-joint. So what you could do is you could take this is a 19mm socket. It works perfectly to fit right on the top of the cap. And what you'll do is with a hammer, you will hit this downward, and what that does is it forces the bottom cap to come out, and then you pop that out, and then you'll turn it around and hit it the other way, and the other cap comes out, and then this U-joint is able to come out of these two forks, which is called the yoke flange. So, or you can set it on the vise like this, and you can put a bigger socket back here, and you can have this socket push the cap through the larger socket, and that will remove the caps as well. So you can use two methods, one with the hammer, one with the vise. So I'm going to show you the easiest method, and for this one, I'm not very interested in saving these. I bought 3 of these 280 Moogs. They're 3 1310s for this drive shaft. It's a double cardian on the one end with a ball joint, centering ball joint, and a 310 U joint. So with these, we're just going to go ahead and show you how to replace the one on the end, and this is the one that bolts up to the pinion gear on the drive line. So now that I removed both outside clips with some needle nose, and again you'll just squeeze the insides like this, and the retaining clip pops right out of the groove. I'm gonna go ahead and hammer this guy out. Now you don't want to clamp here, you want to clamp on the ends of the fork. And you don't want it too tight, so you'll start breaking stuff. But just tight enough to where it grips the fork. Take your socket and start hammering away. Just leave it like that. You can see the bottom cap just came out. Grab some channel locks like this, tongue and groove pliers, and with my hand, I just popped it out. Now I've gone too far, so I'm gonna have to force this back in the other way, which is okay. But ideally, you don't want to go that far. But we'll have to hammer this back into the groove. And what we can do is use our socket. Just to start it up a little bit at a time. I'm going to use my 3/4 or 19 deep wall. Go ahead and set that in, and as you can see, this starts pushing downwards and the cap comes out the bottom. And there it is. Remove your socket, and out comes your U-joint. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the new U-joint from the package. And in the package it comes with some small clips and a Zerk fitting. And here's the new one, just like that. Now I want my Zerk fitting here to match the other side, so they're all going to be on this side where the weight is for the drive shaft. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull off the caps, like so. Set those aside. Then I'm going to go ahead and insert the caps, and I'll start the first one. So what I've done is I've got this U-joint pushed up into the cap. And I'm going to turn it around just like so. And I'm going to squeeze this cap. This cap is going to get squeezed with this vise in. And that's enough for that side. Then I'll go ahead and slide this guy over once I have the new cap on. So now I have this one squeezing in. I'll slide this one over so it's in both of them, but still squeezing. That way they're in the center. And I'm gonna go ahead and collapse these cups in, making sure this is not getting tight, and then until they both reach the surface. And that's where I'm going to apply my socket on one side. Okay, so once we have the cap pushed in enough, we can apply the clip for the snap ring. And as you can see, there's plenty of room in the groove now to add the first clip. And the clip is in the groove. Yes. Now we'll come back to this side. And a little chisel will help verify that the ring has snapped in to the groove. And basically I'm just pushing it in as a safety precaution, making sure that the ring is snapped into the groove. Now, if this seems a little bit tight, what you can do is go ahead and tap here, and that usually helps free it up. Okay, and the next thing we'll do is we'll add our bearing caps. Just making sure all the needle bearings are in position. We should be good. Okay guys, the paint is done drying. We're gonna go ahead and install it in the Jeep. And then once it's done installed, as you can see, I kept my red mark here. So everything's in sync. We're gonna go ahead and switch up the nozzle on the grease gun. We're gonna go ahead and grease these Zerk fittings on the ends and take it for a test drive. And I've got this adapter for my grease gun, used for the U-joint. See, it just squirts out grease. Okay guys, so what I do is I take the Zerk fitting off. That way I know grease is getting in there. And I'll take my grease gun fitting and I'll stick it right in there with the Zerk off, and that makes a great seal. And then I'll pump grease in until grease starts coming out, which was blue on the inside. Now what I'll do is I'll go inside here and I will wipe up any excess grease that I see and put these caps back on. And then we'll move to the rear yoke next to the drive, the pinion gear, and we should be good.